everyone. My name's Andy. I go by Crow Stitcher here on YouTube and Instagram, and my pronouns are they, them. This is Flosstube number 13. It's been 2 weeks since I last filmed, and it's Monday, July 8th, 2024. So, it's been a time, y'all. It's been a time. It's been a 2 weeks. I did miss last week, as I said I probably would. But we're back to things now. I've got lots of things to show. I've got some finishes. I've got some things to talk about. Um, yeah. First off, I do want to thank everyone for being here. Welcome to anyone who might be finding my channel for the first time. I hope you like what you see. Welcome back to anyone returning subscribers. I'm not really quite with it. I don't really remember how to do this. It's only been 2 weeks and I've lost everything. So, but we're just going to get into it. I have a lot of people that I want to mention. I've been watching so much Flosstube. Dar was away for 2 weeks, and basically all I did was stitch and watch Flosstube. It's the slow time of year for my candle business. It doesn't really pick up till the fall for when people start looking for gifts for the holidays. So it's a slow time for my business right now. So I've just been stitching and watching Flosstube. So there's a lot of people I want to mention. A lot were new to me. Some are not new to me. Um, but I'm just gonna list them off, and then we'll get into the goods. So here we go. Um, I think this one was new to me. Justine Therian. I hope I'm saying that right. There's a lot of tiny stitches, a lot of spooky stuff. Go check them out. And everyone will be tagged below in the description box. Star Joy. It was new to Flosstube, but I know them from Twitch. They are Pink Lemonade on Twitch. Just started a Flosstube, and they did a whip parade, I believe. So it was nice to see their projects. So go check them out. Welcome them into Flosstube. Sharky Stitcher was new to me. If you like Chatelaines, y'all, just go. Walk, run, don't walk. Nancy, the Bohemian Stitcher, so many full coverages, which some of you, if you've been here before, you know that is mostly my jam. I love full coverages, so that I loved Nancy's channel. Darren at Dizzy Stitcher. Again, a lot of full coverages. Excuse me, a lot of full coverages, and a lot of big cats, tigers, leopards. Uh, Themes, which was I have a thing for tigers. I don't really stitch anything like that, but I do love tigers and big cats, lions, tigers. I think he had a cheetah one, a snow leopard, or I don't remember, but lots of full coverages. It was such a joy to find him and watch his channel. So go check him out. Um, oh God, I lost my spot. The Stitchy Witch. It does a lot of full coverages. God, is she in Denmark? That's probably wrong. I don't remember where she's from. But she had taken a hiatus and then had come back and did a stitch with me and just talked about kind of what she's planning on doing now after she had come back. Her work is just gorgeous. Again, if you like full coverage, go check her out. Deb at Kensington Cross Stitch. The one I watched, she new to me, but the one I watched was she showed so many FFOs, which were absolutely stunning. So go check them out. Lena Stitch Life. If you love goth and dark, run don't walk. Absolutely stunning. Not only the pieces she stitches, but just her background, the aesthetic around. Yes, love. Tara at Sully Stitches, who I believe was new to me, love their channel. Go check. I need to go back and watch, like, because all of these that are new to me, I really had just watched their latest one, and so I need to go back and watch all of them. But I really enjoyed Tara's channel. SoFly's Unique Boutique did who was not new to me, but I do love her channel. Did a July Plans Extra, which I really enjoyed watching. Kel Stitches, I believe she's in Australia. I could be wrong. Again, so many full coverages. Um, and she has a lot of kind of like native themes to her pieces, which again I really love, but I wouldn't stitch myself, so it's so lovely to see her channel. Um, my friend, my good friend Dace at Daceman Zero, posted another video. Was it last week? Um, where he shared so much of his, monthly progress. And if you don't, just go watch Dace. He shared some of his lace as well. One was for me. He made a dragon for lace for me. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm special. Actually, I'm not special. I just redeemed channel points on his Twitch channel. But I did get to choose, and I chose the dragon and the colors, and it's absolutely stunning. But he shared a lot of his long dogs that he worked on for June Dog that I hosted in June, and the progress he got on those was absolutely amazing. So go check out Dace. Also, my friend Sketch um, did another, uh, posted I think was it his second Flosstube video. And again, he does not just cross stitch. He shares black work. He shares knitting, crochet, whatever craft he's doing, and he does so many, and he does so many well. Um, and I just absolutely love his work. It's so beautiful. So you go check out Sketch, and then I also watch Cross Stitch the Globe. They posted their second part of their whip parade, and then there's the regular Flosstube as well. I love their channel. Their channel is one I go back as soon as it's posted. I watch as soon as I notice it. Allison and Stephanie, I just love them. Love them. So those are not all of the people I've watched, but the people I wrote down these past 2 weeks. So go check everyone out below. Like I said, they'll be tagged below. Okay. On to finishes. Oh, I need my board. Hold on. Shit. Okay. The first finish I have is Quirky Quaker Cauldron by Darling Whimsy. And it's not focusing. Of course it's not. Come on. There we go. I finished this, I don't remember when, sometime in the last 2 weeks I finished this. And I stitched this on 14 count Aida that I dyed myself. It was my first piece of Aida my first piece of fabric that I ever dyed. And I stitched it 3/1? 2/1? Okay, it's a bit of both. The green is 3/1, and the black is 2/1. And then these little pieces of black I did in a toile 310. This is just a regular black I had in my stash from some kit that I got, that I'm not gonna stitch the kit. It's a story. I had gotten, okay, let me show you. I like Bob Ross, and I wanted Bob Ross, the cross stitch book. And I thought it was just a book. But it wasn't just a book. It came with the flosses. It was basically a kit. And it came with the flosses and a hoop, I think. I don't know. But I wasn't going to use the flosses because I want to change the colors on some of them that I want to stitch. So I just took the black from this, which was a kit that I didn't realize was a kit, and used it for this. And then the yellow, it's actually green, but it kind of looks yellow on camera, is a Sullivan's, I don't remember the number, and then I mixed it with one strand of, be right back. I used 2 strands of the Sullivan, and then I mixed it with 1 strand of this just cotton sewing floss that I variegated that I had in my stash. You get the gist. There we go. So it was 2 strands of the Sullivans and 1 strand of this. And that's what I used for this. And I love it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm debating on whether or not to frame it. I had a frame that I thought would be perfect, but it was a little too small. This was too big for the frame, just by a little bit, and I didn't want to squeeze it in. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might make it into a flat thing and just, I don't know. I don't know. But it's done. Woo. And I'm sending that pattern on to my friend Beck from Beck Stitches. That's the wrong Beck. Beck's Bins. So she will get that pattern. Because, you got to spread the love. You got to spread the cross stitch love. This next one. I am not going to go into political details here. However, there was a recent the Supreme Court just approved something recently, or voted in favor of something recently, and Justice Sotomayor dissented, did not vote for it, and this is actually what she said: with fear for democracy, for our democracy, I dissent. And the wonderful, wonderful Julian Stitches 16, and I will link her below. She has an amazing Flosstube, does a lot of craftivism, very similar mindset to me and so many others. Designed this and offered it, like, if you wanted to stitch it, all you had to do was message her on Instagram and she sent it to you. So I stitched this on July 4th. This was my July 4th stitch. That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to go into, if you know, you know. If you're not from the US, it doesn't really matter to you or apply to you. If you are from the US, I'm sure you have your own opinion on the matter, and I'm not going to go into it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm trying to get this to work so I can show you. Okay, so this was the pattern. It was a nice quick stitch. It was only 500 some stitches. I did it, like I said, on July 4th. I did it in one afternoon. I used, which you can't see, but I used DMC Etoile 310. So the words are sparkly, and Justice Sotomayor is also sparkly. And then the descent, I pulled a variegated blue from my stash from China, a knockoff brand. I don't even know what the knockoff brand is, and I just stitched that. Took one thread, one strand, or one. I used two over 2 for this, but yeah. So that is my July 4th stitching for this year. And I am going to, I did wash it, but I need to iron it, and I'm going to frame it. I need to find a frame. and I'm going to make a. I hear a lot of people have, like, a wall of positivity and things like that, and I'm just gonna make a craftivism wall downstairs, and it's just gonna have, because I do have a lot of craftivism pieces, so I'm just gonna keep adding to that wall when I get them done. And this was my third start and finish. I showed this before. I suppose I can show all three of them, can't I? It's my channel, I can do what I want. Alright, so these will be ornaments. These are, I think you can get all 12 now in one go. When I first bought the patterns, you could only get 6 at a time. There were 2 sets, and so I'm stitching 3 from each set. So this is the first set is complete. This is the first 3 that I wanted to stitch. These 2 I already had done, and then this is the one I started and finished. Since the last time you saw me. These are one of my legacy things, which I talked about in my last YouTube. I talked about my legacy stitching, and it was a whole thing. It was a whole conversation. A lot of people actually chimed in, which I thought was really awesome, about, how they view their stitching and what they're going to leave behind and all that sort of stuff. So these are going to be ornaments. So I have 3 more to do on the other set. And I chose my own colors for these. For Yule, I do like a vintage pink and teal color. So I chose my own floss. And this is what it is. The black is all 310 étoile. And everything else is actually CXC, except for the white. The white bits are a sparkle white knockoff that I had in my stash. So that's all 3. Like I said, they will be ornaments. I'm going to stitch them all first and then do the ornaments all in one go. Okay. Oh, and I'm stitching them 1 over 1 on an 18 count chocolate Aida, beige, some kind of, like, beigey, chocolatey, brownish Aida. And I am using 1 over 1 because with the CXC it does have a bit better coverage, and I thought it would be too thick with 2. Okay, now we're on to whips. Actually, yeah, we'll do these first. God, I'm so, I don't know what's happening. Okay, the first one I worked on is Heart of Black and White. The artist is Serkai Aquilin Ink, and it's charted by Stitches So Beautiful. This is what it will look like. And I did a top left start, and I am parking on this one. This is the first one I tried parking for. So I need to get it out of here, first of all. Second of all, get all this. So here's where I am. I'm parking, but I am going down more. It's a thing. I'm kind of doing a combination of parking and not parking. I kind of wanted to keep going and then parking over to the side. So I did this over here and then all of this down here. So the second flame is starting to come in here. And so basically what I'm doing is parking, but in larger sections. So I'm going and starting to fill in these that I had parked, and then filling in this area, going this way, and then parking over on the right. Yes, the right side. I know from my right, from my left. I mean, duh. So that's what it looks like, and I got to 2.25%, and I have 3,016 stitches done. So that's coming along nicely. Oh, and I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross on 28 count even weave. Okay. There's that. The next one I worked on is, oh, you know what? I can't show you this. Okay, I can't show you this because there was a situation. Long story short, back up, export your progress on all of your whips if you use Pattern Keeper or Markup, and save in multiple places and save in a cloud. I did not save in the cloud, and the device that I had Pattern Keeper on completely shit the bed. And so there are a lot of pieces that I had on there that I no longer have. Do as I say, not as I do. So long story short, I cannot show you what this will look like. I cannot tell you my progress. I cannot, I mean, I can show you what I did, but I cannot give you percentages. I cannot tell you stitches. I cannot tell you anything because it's all lost. And the only reason I had Pattern Keeper, okay, so when I first started, I did not have an iOS device. I only had an Android device, and it was my phone, my old phone. So I got Pattern Keeper, and I had started, Lothlorien, which is 400 some thousand stitches on it. A lot of my long dogs I had started. And then when I got, I ended up getting an iPad for my business, and then I thought, I only use it when I go to shows, and I don't go to shows that much anymore. And even when I did, it was basically being used only a handful of times a year. So I thought, okay, well, why don't I put Markup RX on there? Sorry, I'm trying to wrangle floss. Why don't I put Markup RX in there? And I ended up liking Markup more than Pattern Keeper, just a personal preference. But I already had a lot of progress done on things like Lothlorien, for Farewell to Lothlorien. So I kept those on Pattern Keeper and was adding things to Markup. And as you can see, I have a lot of things in Markup. It's no joke. But I found out pretty recently, maybe a few months ago, that you can only have 150 patterns total in Markup. I've since finished a couple, and they are now not in Markup, so I can add 3 more. But I had it completely maxed out at 150. So, why do I have that in there twice? Oh, it's probably showing them twice because they're in multiple folders. Anyway, So I had, more of the story is I had run out of space on markup, so I was putting things back in Pattern Keeper, and that's why, basically why I still had Pattern Keeper, but I didn't think to save anything to the cloud. So I now have to go and put, I was able to get BlueStacks on my laptop to run Pattern Keeper. So now I can put things back into Pattern Keeper, but I have to mark everything off, which is going to be tedious, and I'm very salty because it's my own damn fault. Um, so that will not happen soon. That will not be a soon thing. So a lot of the long dogs that I had on there, the Aurora Wolf that I had on there, Lothlorien, I had Bubble Bubble Chocolate Trouble, like a lot of full coverages that I had had a lot of progress on. They were on there. They will eventually be, put back in and marked off again, but I have to go through individually and mark things off by hand. And, I need some time away from the situation before I do that. So a lot of these things are going to be on hold now. Um, but that's a long story to tell you to A, don't be like me. Make sure you save your patterns and your exported progress from markup or pattern keeper in multiple places, in multiple devices, and always, 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 always save it to some sort of cloud. Okay. So this has gone to pieces. That's not the perfect. I didn't even think about that. And how appropriate this title is, this piece is for segue. Okay, this has Gone to Pieces by Long Dog Sampler. And I did work on this towards the end of June Dog. There we go. It finally focused. I'm stitching this 1/2 on 40 count Verdal in the color. Oh, it doesn't have a colorway because it's by Banana Oil. By Banana Oil. So it's a one off. We can't get it again, but look how gorgeous it is. So they don't name their they number them, but they don't have names because each one they do is a one time thing. And I am using Atreyu by Night Stalker's Calling. And this is what it looks like. And if I could show you the pattern, which I cannot at the moment, the background is it's almost a full coverage. Like this is what is charted in black, and then all the space is supposed to be filled in with color, but I'm not filling it in because I want to be able to see the fabric. And so I stitched, oh goodness, all of this up here and this candle, and then I finished the bird and this over here. So kind of all of this. And then up here. So it's going to be a while till I get back to that because, like I said, I need to come to terms with my stupidity and get over some of my saltiness at myself. And before I put everything back in Pattern Keeper on my laptop. And so there are a few that you will not see for a long time now. Okay, the next one I worked on is Halloween Fae. And I can show you this one because it's on markup. I got to 3.86% on this. Artwork is by Amy Brown, and it is charted by Unconventional X Stitch, and this is what it will look like. And this goes for the Sal that me and Beck Stitches Everything are hosting. The Halloween is a lifestyle Sal. And I love this so much. And I have 10,540 stitches complete. And I'm stitching this 1/1 on, is that a 28 count or a 25? 25, I think. 25 count, even weave. I don't think I need the board for this. And this is what it looks like. I do need the board because it's floppy without the board. Floppy, floppy. Okay. First of all, can we just take a moment to appreciate how perfect this needle minder is for this piece? I mean, really. This is a Agnes Little Minders. And I have a lot of Agnes's minders, and I wasn't going to buy any more this year because, you know. But then she did this. And I didn't buy any the first go round, but then she made more, and she put more up, which she never does. And so I thought, okay, the universe is telling me I need to get one. And it is perfect for this, and she will now live on this piece. But back to the piece. I did all of this, and then did this yellow and worked down here in the wing. So I did a lot of work in here. And hashtag Halloween is a lifestyle Sal. Okay. I want to work on that more. Oh, see, this is just screwing with the plans that I haven't told you about yet. Okay. The next one is Cozy Winter Book Nook. Cozy Winter Book Nook. There we go. It is artwork by Rose Khan, charted by Pain Free Crafts. Come on, load. There we go. I got to 0.48%, and I have 2,449 stitches complete. And this is what it will look like. There's a few people stitching this. Crafting Gaming Jamie is stitching this. There's someone else who's stitching this, but I don't remember now. If I think about it, I'll tag them in the description box below. And I need to write down that I mentioned Crafting Gaming Jamie, who has a great Flosstube, by the way, if you have not watched her before. Okay. And I'm stitching this 1/1 on 25 count, and this is where I got to. I am not parking, those are just waste threads. So I worked on filling in, I did more of this up here, and then just worked on filling in the confetti for the what is that called? It's like a it's a fabric like a drape, but it's on the ceiling, like here. This. So it's not showing up too well on the camera. Maybe back here it will. There you go. You can see how pretty the blue and the purple is for the ceiling. And then there's some golds coming in there and purples. It's really pretty. I'm really enjoying it. It's a big piece. It's over 500,000 stitches. So it's going to take me a while. Come on, focus. There we go. Um, so yeah, I did all like kind of filling in the confetti in here and then filled this chunk in here. So I want to get that back out. See, this is my plan that I had planned that I didn't tell you about but was going to tell you about is probably not going to happen now because I'm seeing all these and I want to work on them. Okay, this next one I also cannot show you. I will try to put a picture up on the screen somewhere. If you follow the Artsy Housewife, you will probably have seen this. It's Within a Dream. It's currently a Patreon only pattern. I'm stitching it with the Roxy Floss conversion. I did splurge and get the Roxy flosses for this. Unfortunately, it was on Pattern Keeper, so I cannot show you, but like I said, I will try to put up a picture somewhere. And I'm stitching it 1/2 on 40 count Heritage Newcastle linen. And this is where I got, if you know anything about the Artsy Housewife, you know that a lot of them have big borders. So I did do a top left start for the border, and then I started down here. I think this is, oh god, is this a flower? I don't know, there's something coming in here. So I started this. There is a SAL for this, and then I also started it for my SAL that I'm hosting with Beck for the Halloween is a Lifestyle SAL. And I can't give you any percentages or numbers because it's all lost. It is lost to the ether. I will. This will be one of the first ones I get back into Pattern Keeper marked off. It's already back in Pattern Keeper, but I have to mark it off because I really didn't do that much. So it will be an easier one to mark back off. And I just thought it was perfect on that fabric. I love it so much. So that was a new start for those two SALs. I think their SAL for that is Within a Dream SAL. Actually, I have it in my Notion. I should be able to tell you. Give me 1 second. Because I'm trying to take notes so I know if a SAL is with something. Like if there's something that works for it, that has a SAL associated with it. It is Within a Dream SAL. Hashtag. So, there you go. The next one I started for June Dog as well. This was a completely spontaneous new start. I can show you because it's in markup. So, where is it? Where are you? Bunnies. Okay, I got to 3.4%. This is Bunny Castle by Long Dog Samplers. I have had this. Okay, first of all, let me show you the chart. This is what it will look like. I did a top right start. I'm stitching 2/1 on a 14 count cream Aida that I had in my stash. and I'm doing the called fors. I'm using CXC. Just take a moment to like appreciate this. Like there's a rabbit riding a dog, a long dog, a long dog. Let us take a moment to specify that. Like, and the rabbits defending the castle. Like I just, and I cannot. There's so much that is perfection about this. So I have had this chart for a while. It is called The Siege of Bunny Castle by Long Dog Samplers. And I've had it for a while, but I didn't start it because, I mean, I don't really need to. I've got a lot of shit. But then I was watching Lindy Stitches, which let me mark that down. I was watching Lindy Stitches last Flosstube, and she was sharing what was new in the shop, and apparently they have started to acquire some Long Dog samplers. And this was one of the ones that they had acquired, and it just the way that they shared it, that like her husband had picked it out and he loved it so much, and she was just kind of like, okay. And it was great, and it made me like, I had the pattern for a few months by that point, and I was like, you know what, no, this is too perfect, I have to get it out, I have to start it. So I did, and this is where I got to. I have 1,551 stitches done, and I'm at 3.4%. So this was a new start on June 30th for the last day of June Dog. I started Siege of Bunny Castle. And look at, there's his arm coming in, and he's ready to lob. I don't know what that is, but he's lobbing something off at the dragon, and like, oh, the border is gonna be so stunning. This is the border, and the castle starts to come in here, the parapet, I guess I should say, where the bunny is standing in. And look at the fish! It's like a medieval. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. And the colors are absolutely. Look at those colors. It's just DMC. Well, I'm using CXC, but it's just charted. I'm just using the charted colors. Stunning. Love it. Oh. Okay. It's one that you don't see that often. I don't think I've seen anyone else stitch this. It's not it's not one that you normally would think of when you think of Long Dogs. So it's in, I forget what section it's in the shop, but it's in like other, or it's in a I'm gonna say weird section, but it's in a section of the shop that isn't visited quite as frequently as the more samplery type, like monochrome, Quaker, etc. banded samplers. So okay, this was also a new start I have had for a while. I cannot show you a picture on this one. Because it doesn't have one, but I got to 10.95%. It is Sikoriamos a los Subitumus Nuke from Witch's Garden Crafts. Oh, here, I have it written down. By Witch's Garden Crafts, which is the Addams Family motto of "We gladly feast on those who would subdue us." I'm stitching it 2/1 and 14 count Ada in the colorway Lavender Twilight by Witch's Garden Crafts. It is opalescent, and I'm using the floss I'm using is London Fog by Classic Colorworks. And that was a mouthful. But I did start this for the Halloween is a Lifestyle Sal, which, by the way, started on July 1st, but it is an ongoing sale because Halloween is a lifestyle. So that means there is no end date for this, because, I mean, there isn't one. And so join in. Any Halloween, witchy, goth, spooky things that you have, hashtag Halloween is a lifestyle, Sal. Um, so this is where I got to. First of all, this is the floss I'm using. What did I say? It's London Fog by Classic Colorworks. I know I just said it. But I couldn't remember. So it's a very almost charcoaly black, gray, slightly variegated. It's really pretty. And this is where I got to. So I did a top center start. And it is more purple. The fabric is there, it's sort of true. The fabric is more purple. It's showing up kind of gray. This is kind of close to true. That's another Agnes Minder. And there we go. So I did a top center start on the arch, and then it'll keep going down. And I love this so much. Look at the sparkle. Like I said, it is more purple. It's showing up gray, but it's purple. Which is Garden Crafts does some great fabrics. So. Okay. This one I cannot show you. This was on Pattern Keeper. Damn it. Alright. This is Unseelie Forest Witch. Artwork is by Chrisabug. It is charted by Thread Geeks. I'm doing it 1/1 on 25 count even weave. And I'm using Anchor 403 instead of DMC 310 to get a little bit more coverage. Can't give you percentages, can't show you what it looks like or will look like. Damn it. Alright. This is where I got to. I did all of this and then this border up here, kind of like from here over. And kind of all of this, started filling it in. And I was working over to the left side so that I could go down. I did a top center start on this. I love this piece so much, and oh god, there's so much confetti in there. It doesn't look it. It looks like it's just black, but there's so much confetti in here that marking this back off, even just this little tiny bit, is going to be a major pain in the ass. And I am not that far. I might just restart this because I really don't want to. But that was also for my Halloween is a lifestyle. Well, our Halloween is a lifestyle sale. There's so much confetti in there that marking that off is seriously, even though there's not a lot done on it. Y'all don't be like me. Please, 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 please export and save to a cloud. The next one I did was Starshine Coffee. It is by Tammy Elgross, charted by Stitch Is So Beautiful. This I started for Litha. This is my Litha piece. I did a top left start on 25 count. I want to say 25 count. even weave, and I'm doing it 1/1 full cross. And what did I get to? I got to 2.77%. Excuse me, and I have 2,898 stitches done. And that is the back. You want to see the front. We'll get there eventually. Okay, so this is where I am. So what did I work on? I don't even know, because it was 2 weeks ago. Are you gonna focus? Like, are we... There we go. Okay. So, I filled in more of the clouds coming down here. I filled in a lot more of this brown in the background here. I started filling in this planet, all of this, and then started coming down this way, and then filled in this planet a bit more. So kind of everywhere, honestly. And these are all waist threads, they're not parked, so. And I love this piece. It is my, like I said, my litho piece. So, anytime I want to feel like growth, and abundance, I will bring that piece out. The next one is the LGBT Pride Quaker flag. This does have a SAL. It is by Vivian Powers. It is the hashtag Quaker Flag SAL 2024. And I'm doing it on 2/1 on 16 count Ada in the colorway Fairy Mist by Fabric Flair, which is a printed fabric, and I love it so much. And this is where I am. Oh, let me give you some stats. I can't show you this because I don't have the full picture of it, but it's the Pride Quaker. It's the Pride flag. And I got to 6.48%, and I have 2,950 stitches done, and I did all this yellow. So I started the tip of this and then started to work over here. And this needle minder was gifted to me by my friend Kat, a Wicked Cat Stitch. There we go. I'm using all the called for DMCs except the yellow I changed for 973 in, oh crap, it's dropping my bag, that I had in my stash in Pyric, whatever off-brand that is, I don't know, but that's the yellow I'm using. I used to use bobbins, and had ordered like the plastic bobbin cases off of Amazon, and thought they were just the cases, but they came with all this floss, that knockoff floss. And so I have all this floss, and I thought, well, might as well just use it. So I stick it in. It's not the greatest, but I stick it in here and there in pieces, that I have enough for. So there we go. Then the last two I worked on, let me do Protector of Magic first. Is Protector of Magic. It is artwork by Lisa Parker. Come on. Charted by Hade. This is my anniversary piece. it will look like this, and I'm stitching it for me and Dar's 25th wedding anniversary, so you'll see it a lot. I did a top left start, so I am. Oh no! Don't go off. Damn it! Press the button. Okay. I did. You're starting to. You'll when I show it to you, you'll see I'm just starting to get the dragon in here. I have this tail, and I'm starting to come in this way. So that's where we are. And I got to 3.59%, and I have 10,868 stitches done. And that's the wrong chart. I need this one. And this is where we are. I think that's parked. Okay, there's a combination. There's a combination of one parked thread and always threads, but this is where we are. I still have a bit more to do this month to meet my goal. I have to do 3,700 stitches a month on this to have it done for our 25th wedding anniversary in 8 years? 7 years? What year is it? 2024? It's a long time. It's 81 months away from now. Do the math. I don't know. All I know is that I have to do 3,700 stitches a month on it for the next 81 months. So, that's what I know. So I still have a few, like 1,000 or so stitches to do on it this month. So basically I've done all of this and all over here, kind of like from here down. I have filled in and started going down, and I'm filling in the page, which normally I don't do, but this month for Fandom Stitching Central, you get extra points for finishes, and page finishes on full coverages count, so I'm trying to finish off that page. And look at it from afar. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh, I didn't tell you. I'm stitching 1/1 on 28 count, even weave, full cross. Look how pretty that is. And that's that little dragon. His tail. And the very tippy tip of his wing. And then the reddish dragon should come in sort of like here-ish. And this needle minder was also gifted to me by my friend Kat. I remember faces. And they do. Okay. The next one I have to show you, and the last one I have to show you. See, now that I showed all this stuff, I don't know. Let me just show it to you, and then we'll talk. Then we'll have a talk. It's Halloween night. Artwork is by Eder Jose Rosa. Oh, I couldn't remember. Charted by Stitches So Beautiful. God damn it, no. No, I don't want to delete it. God damn it, cancel. Okay. It was a new start. I got to 3.42%. I have 3,493 stitches done, and this is what it will look like. Focus. There we go. Obviously without all the squares, you know, but that's what it will look like. Excuse me. Which I love. And it was a new start on, I can actually tell you, because actually I can't actually tell you, because this was one that was in Pattern Keeper, and then I put it into markup because it was easy to mark off, because I parking, and so I could easily just say, okay, these 8 squares or whatever I had done can just solidly be marked off. So it is now in Pattern Keeper. So I started it on Pattern Keeper on July 5th, but it was before that. It was while Dar was still away that I started it. So the last week of the last week of June sometime is when I started it. And this is where I got to. I'm stitching it 1/1 on 25 count, even weave in full cross. So this is, the moon is just starting to come in here, and these are the clouds that are kind of over the moon, and then this sliver here is where the moon will come in there. And then the haunted house starts kind of like here-ish. I love this so much. I'm using CXC threads for everything, except there are a few colors that have, like, 100 stitches in the whole thing. I'm just using DMC for that, so I don't have to start a new floss drop. So here's the thing. This only has 102,000 stitches total. Now, if you follow me on Ko-fi and are one of my Ko-fi members, one of my subscribers, you get I still have to put that up for June. Anyway, you get monthly stats. Everything I stitch in a day, and then the total for the month, the total for the week, and then the total for the month. And you see everything all the projects that I stitched and what I stitched on all of them. You get it totally broken down, and only my Ko-fi members get that. So if that interests you, check out my Ko-fi. But if you are a member of Ko-fi, you will know that I get well over 30,000 stitches done every month. And usually that hovers around 35 to 38,000 stitches a month. And this piece is only, like I said, 102,000 stitches. And I already have 3,493 stitches complete. So my brain went, if I do over 30,000 stitches a month, historically, I could have this done, if I focused on it, I could have this done for Samhain on October 31st. So then I thought, okay, if I broke it down, I figured out what was left, how much I would have to do a month, which came to about 25,000 a month on it. And then I took away I added in the 3,700 for protector. And I would still have, again, based off my historical numbers, I would still have a few thousand left a month to stitch on other things. But I'm not a monogamous stitcher. But I kind of want to see if I can do it. Am I going to fail at it? Absolutely. There's no way I'm going to be able to stitch basically solely on this for 3.5 more months. It's just not going to happen. But I kind of want to see if I can do it. But then I mean, if I do fail, then I'll still have a good chunk of progress on it. I could also try to, like, move the goalposts and try to get it done by the end of the year, before 2025. That's slightly more reasonable, only slightly. Um, but I just love this piece so much, and it is a more obtainable full coverage, which sort of goes back to my legacy discussion for last time, right? Like, what will I leave behind? And while I would love to finish all of my full coverage pieces are over. There's been some things, and I need to recount the number of whips because there's a situation, and I'm taking some things, I'm UFOing some things. Um, Unrelated to Pattern Keeper, I don't want to go into it. Um, but I still have a little over 100 whips, and probably about 60 of those are full coverages. So while I would love to finish all my full coverages, that's realistically not going to happen. I'm going to die first. Like, let's just be real, right? But at the same time, talking about the whole legacy situation, got me thinking of, like, the smaller legacy pieces are great, right? But I want some larger legacy pieces to be left behind as well. Whether they're stitched for someone or not, I want that to be something that I have done that is left for other people to enjoy when I'm gone. So that also kind of got me thinking of wanting to try for this. But now I don't know. Maybe I'll make it a focus piece. Maybe I'll make it a focus piece like um Protector, and do so much a month on it. Instead of trying to push myself to get it done by the end. Like, it's just not gonna I know it's not gonna happen. It would be fun to see how far I could get before I was like, okay, I am absolutely done with this. This needs to be thrown in the trash. Um, but I don't want to work on it so much that then I don't touch it for 10 years, right? Because that defeats the purpose as well. So maybe I will do some maths and figure out what I want to stitch per month on it, and do another like Protector. So we'll come out every month, and I will do so many stitches on it and get it towards that finish. Because, like I said, there's only 98,500 stitches left to do on it, which for a full coverage is not that much comparatively to a lot of the others I have. So I think I'm going to do that. Thanks for helping me figure that out. I just had a conversation with myself. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Oh, I did start something else and I forgot to bring it up. It's downstairs. Damn it. I'll show you next time. Last time I had a poll for which of the Mill Hill ornament kits, I'm going to make them into ornaments, to stitch first. I think I'm going to make them into ornaments. It doesn't matter. And they are all legacy pieces. And the Rat King won by a landslide. So I did start that. And it is downstairs. So I'm not going to show you today, but I will try to show you. I will try to remember, bring it up, and show you for it next time. So that's everything I worked on. But we have a new fun segment that we are adding today. Now, are all of my legacy whips on here? I made a wheel, which you can't really see because it's watching it out. There we go. I made a legacy whip wheel, and I think it has all of my pieces that I want to specifically count as legacy pieces aside from It's Halloween Night and Protector of Magic because they come out and are going to come out every month. Um, so what I'm going to do is each time I film a floss tube, we are going to, it is what it is. Whatever I have on here, if I forgot something, I can add it for next time. Um, I'm going to spin the wheel, and we are going to see what legacy piece gets picked, and I'm going to work on it for the coming week. So, here we go. Zombie Jesus. Okay, Zombie Jesus is by Raven Coven. Let me actually pause and I'll go grab it and I'll show you. Okay, I'm back. Zombie Jesus is by Raven Coven. I'm at 5.38%. Except not because the white didn't didn't load into markup or Pattern Keeper when I tried it on Pattern Keeper. But I am stitching the white, so the percentage isn't accurate, but that's what it'll look like. And I'm stitching it 2/2 on 28 count even weave in the colorway Wrath by Witch's Garden Crafts. And this is what he looks like so far. There we go. So that's the top of his head and his hair coming in, and then that's his eye, his one eye. So I'll work on this week. I have no goals for these, like how much to get done, just to work on it for the week. And then I'll spin again next time. And that is all I have for today. It was a long one, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, they're all long. All my floss tubes are long. Let's just be real. So thank you all for stopping by today. Have a great week. Happy stitching, and I'll see you next time.